Hello everyone, this is Aaron again. If you watch some of my earlier videos where I talked about night vision and just camcorders in particular, about what's the cheap way of videoing your hunts or your pestings or even just your everyday shooting. I've been wrestling with an issue here, and that is this little baby here. Now the scope does not come with it, but this is sold on AliExpress, and it is a day-night system that works really well. Okay, system I had came with a IR light with it. You can get it with or without that. The more accessories you add, the more the price. I think you get this thing for $79 with the camera mount, as well as the screen. And I got the optional one that tells me my battery life, so it don't just die on me in the field. I guess I will get a heads up on that early on. But one of the things I love this system, 79 bucks. It automatically turns to night vision when it's dark, and it automatically switches back to day vision when it's not. It's got a sensor and it takes care of that, so you don't even have to click back and forth. It knows the lighting situation. But anyway, I've been struggling with how do you get this thing to record? If we can get this thing to record, man, what a system we would have. And so I've gone out and I bought all kinds of different type of little recording gadgets and that sort of thing. And I finally came up with a system that works. The only problem is we got video, and you can record that day and night. I can't get the audio to work, so that's the next thing we'll have to attack on it, is how do we get an audio system hooked up with this? Because it has an audio input system, but I think it may need to be preamped, because I hooked a mic to it and could not get that part to work. So today I'm going to walk you through how I got this to record on this little device. To reach over there. Sorry. On this little device right here, which is a drone recorder. Goes inside these little drones you see flying around in the air. And this little thing is is compact, and it records in 720. And I hear they got them all the way up to 4K now. But I got the little cheap one here just to see if this would work. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to walk you through this, walk you through how I did it. Now, this is not a how-to video. I don't want to, okay? This is a it can be done video. What's the difference? A how-to video is going to walk you through every aspect of it, which I'm going to do. I'm not going to take any responsibility for that in terms of what you do in trying to follow it. That's why it's not a how-to video. It's a it can be done video, and this is how you can do it. So let's hop to it. I'm going to bring the camera in close, and we're going to start showing you all the various hookups for this thing. And after we get it all hooked up and everything, we're going to take it out and we're going to shoot some. It's nighttime now, so I can't shoot day vision with it. I'll only be able to shoot night vision with it. And I'm going to try to post this thing right now, so not have to deal with it tomorrow. So all you're going to see is night vision, but no, it records both day and night vision. Okay, I decided what I'm going to do at the outset is show you some video that I've shot with this after getting it all together. Because this thing, the recorder is a 720, and the system that's sending the signal out to it is not that that great, I would say. But it's enough for you that if you wanted to night vision with this thing, you can night vision with it. But you want to see that. And then what I did was I just shot in house here some rocks over here, just so you can see what it looks like in the daytime too, in terms of some quality. I'm actually recording on this at 40 yards, but this thing's here, I made it for ratting for the most part. So it's focused in more at maybe 20 yards than it is at 40, so that's going to be a little blurred too. But I want you to see what it's like. So, you know, if you're not interested in this or the quality is not good, you ain't got to go any further with the video. You can turn it off right after this. If you think it's worth that, then you can take a look at the video and maybe decide whether or not you want to do it yourself. So let me show you just a couple of seconds of video with this, and then we'll go on with the fix. Before we get started here, I want to show you the two things I have now. I bought these things a while ago on eBay, and so I don't have any links or anything. You just got to go on eBay and just look for it. They got pictures of them, you know. You look under HMD VR, and you're gonna find these. Okay, let me tell you what to avoid. Do not buy the one that says K1, K2, and K3. You want to get the one that says Record Menu VCR. Okay, these are supposed to correspond with this, but when I set this one up, I could not get this one to work. The red light came on. I kept pushing K1 as it said, and it never recorded. But this one here is the one you want. Make sure that when you get it, this is exactly what it says. Now these are for drones, and they're very, very cheap. I think I may have paid I don't know, $16 for it, something like that. I don't recall, but it won't be over 20. Okay, we have the yellow line, which is the audio in, hooked up to our little mic. Now we're gonna move to the video portion of this, where I'm gonna have to take some of this stuff here apart and figure out what goes where. We're not gonna be using, this thing has both in and out. We're not gonna be using the out, so I'm not gonna worry about that so much. Matter of fact, I'm gonna move those wires aside. We're gonna deal with the inlet, because the outlet already goes to the monitor screen on here. On some of these, you know, what some people may want to do is cut the cord and make the attachment to the cord. I don't suggest that, because there's so many wires going through here. The power for powering the camera is going through here, as well as the video. Just going back to this camera and bringing it back to the screen. So I suggest that you're going to have to open this up, find the yellow attachment in here, and make your attachment inside here rather than trying to mess with the wire. But some people have said if you're doing this, you can actually cut into the wire. Okay, I've disconnected it. I've taken off all of the screws, which is now will give us access to the back of this thing. Now, these wires are hooked up in a lot of different places, and I don't want to mess that up. So I don't want to pull too hard on anything. But if you take a look in here, right there is our wire of choice, the yellow one. The yellow one is the video. So we need to make a connection to that wire there with our video wire, which is yellow here. And the nice thing about this is, once you make that connection to that yellow and ground it to the system, you're set. Basically at this point, there's a yellow wire coming in off this cable going in, and then this wire is connecting it to the actual, I'm going to just call it a board, motherboard inside. I cut that so that I can now splice these three wires back together, making a connection between all 3 points for this video. So let's do that and come right back. Okay, I'm not sure how good you can see this, but what I've done is I cut the lead wire coming out of here that goes into the motherboard in half so that I can make the connection from the video recorder to those 3 things, and I put some shrink wrap over it. For this next part, as I just said, okay, I have this yellow already set up, but you got to understand though, it's for this to work, it has to be grounded back to this source. Otherwise, there's no ground for it. So therefore, you got the video feed with no ground. You got to have a ground. So what I'm going to do is, what I've done is I've cut this blue wire off, because I'm not going to be using the audio out, nor the video out, nor the audio out. So since I'm not going to be using those, I can just cut these right off and use these wires for something else. Then it also cuts down the confusion, because now I know I'm not going to be doing anything. So now what I'm going to do is find the ground in here, ground this in here, and then run it out to our ground out here that everything will be grounded to, and then we have the ground throughout. Okay, I've zoomed in about as far as I can to try to show you this. If you check the wire that's coming into here, and all the other wires that are coming in from the battery and everything, there's one terminal right here where all the black wires are connecting. Okay, so that's the ground source for everything in here. What I'm going to do is take this blue wire, take up some solder and solder it to that, and once I solder it to that, I have my ground, and then we can finish it from there. So okay, hopefully you can see this little
silver bead right here. That little silver bead is where I have now attached this to the whole ground area. Okay, so now this is my ground. So now I can put this thing back together because I have both things I need. I have the yellow coming out for the video going in, and I have the ground coming out to ground this to this system, so the two systems are linked together through a positive and a negative. Okay, we're back. Let me just tell you what all we got hooked up. I showed you what to hook up on the inside and how to solder this, the black to the ground and the yellow to the video. Okay. Now we got two wires coming out of here we talked about before. Now all we want to do with those wires is hook those wires up to the wires that are coming out of here. And the top one says, the yellow one says that this is video in. So this is video out of this camera, coming through the camera, through here and out. So now it's feeding in. So we got the video fed in. Okay. And with the video being fed in, we now only need a ground source. So we take it back up here to the ground source that is coming out of here. Now that ground source has to also be the ground source for the power. We'll talk about it in a minute. So you're going to end up with actually two things coming out of here. One coming out of here, one coming off the battery, and one coming out of here to ground the whole thing. And then a red wire going over here. That's all you hook up. You're now set. Now, I wasn't able to, this green one is audio in. But I was not able to get this thing. I hooked a mic to it. I couldn't get it to do audio. So that's something I'm gonna have to do for you guys in the future. So right now everything is all hooked up. It's ready to record. So if you see this red light, the red light says, "Hey, I got power." As long as that red light is like that, you have power. When you want to start to record, you push the record button. It starts to blink. As this right now, it's recording everything that this thing is doing. Okay, that's being recorded. When I want to stop, I hit stop. Hit record a second time, it goes back to just power. Again, record and stop. Okay. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to hook everything up. I'm going to go, it's dark outside now, so I'm going to go out and record some night vision with this, just to see how it records, and then I'm going to play that back for you towards the end. Let's go and look outside with night vision and see how she does. Recording. Well, there it is. A little system that costs less than $100 that is capable of doing night vision recording and day recording with a little device off of a drone recorder that costs around under $20. So we're looking at about less than $100 for a system that the quality may not be as high as some of the others, but hey, if you want to go outside and do some pesting really cheap on the cheap or whatever, look around at night with an IR light, this would do it. We're always looking for ways of saving people money and being able to do things, in a way that keeps the budget in mind. So you can start here at $100, or you can shell out $600 for a ATN, and there may be some things in between, but I haven't found them. So I wanted to do this video because I knew there was a way of doing this, and I finally, with a little help from some of my friends out there and some advice, we finally got it done. So I want to thank you guys again for continuing to follow my channel. Those of you who are new subscribers and that, I hope that you're enjoying it, and that my future videos will be something that you'll want to continue to watch. So with that, as I always say, let's keep it safe, and
let's keep it inexpensive as we can. Let's just have a good one.